I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town.
I
I
don't,
don't
I
know.
don't, I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court. That
So I'm
looks
going to be
like
sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm going to be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
This judge is moments away from deciding whether this man gets to spend Christmas at home or ends up spending the holiday behind bars. He's currently being held for a theft case from 4 years ago, and even though he turned himself in about 10 days back, he originally missed his first court date, which led to his bond being denied. The atmosphere in the courtroom feels extremely heavy because everyone can sense how serious this ruling is. I honestly can't pick a clear side on this one. I'm not sure if the judge is making the right call or not. Do you think he should be allowed to go home? Or should the judge keep him locked up? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to hit like and subscribe as we jump into it.
Doing today.
Fine. Are you Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm Judge Sanders. We're just having a docket call today. That's the purpose of this. And what it is, Mr. Kelly, is that's a 2020 case that you had. And apparently, the state is requesting that your probation on that case be revoked and that you.
Yes, sir. So, I bonded out on that case, correct? And I paid the bondsman $500 to get me to court. When I called the bondsman tells me he's out of town. So I called Judge Sanderfield's office 3 times. Then I called the court clerk 3 times, and I called the district attorney's office and try to get a Zoom link. They told me they couldn't give me a Zoom link on the case. So I called back my bondsman. He says, well, what you need to do is start walking. So I called my attorney, Watts, at the time, and he said there was nothing he could do for me. So 10 days ago, I just got a new job working at Kohl's, making $27 an hour. 10 days ago, on Friday the 13th, I go turn myself in to Sedgwick County to get this taken care of. And then, I guess they finally just get a hold of you guys a couple of days ago on the 20th and said that I was ready to be picked up. But I turned myself in. I did everything I was supposed to do to try to get to court on back in July. I did. I mean, I called everybody I could, tried the judge, everybody, so my bond wouldn't get revoked. And then, I turned myself in on my own accord to try to get this taken care of. So I'm just hoping to see if I can get a bond today, so I can be home for Christmas. I did do my part of turning myself in and did everything I could back in July to get here. And I just want to get this taken care of. It's a 4-year-old case, sir. And like I said, I just got a $27 an hour paying job, and I just would like to get it taken care of.
It looks like back in June, your judge revoked your bond. You failed to appear.
Yes.
The court issued a bench warrant and a no bond hold.
Yes, sir. I understand that because I didn't show up in court, but it wasn't my fault. I paid the bondsman $500 to get me here, and he couldn't get me here. It was his duty to get me here when I paid him $500. I bonded out and gave him $500 to make sure I got here. And then when he told me he couldn't get me here, I called everybody I could. The judges' chambers. I called the district attorney. I called everybody I could, and it was all documented. And I even called Mr. Watts, my lawyer at the time, and no one could help me out. But now that I got this new paying job, I turned myself in on my own accord. I figured I should at least be able to get a bond so I can I'm trying to do what's right here, by turning myself in and getting this taken care of. And
I was honestly starting to feel bad.
I honestly started off feeling a little bad for this guy, but now he's just talking nonsense, acting like paying his bondsman $500 somehow means it's the bondsman's responsibility to physically take him to court. which is absolutely not how any of this works. I don't know who convinced him of that, or if he's just pretending to be clueless, but a bondsman posts your bail. They're not there to babysit you. He really needs to accept responsibility for what he did instead of shifting blame, because pointing fingers at the bondsman and whining about missing Christmas isn't going to get him out of this situation, and it's probably only making things worse. At the end of the day, it's up to the judge to make the final call, and honestly, it's a tough one, because naturally you want to feel sympathy, but he's definitely coming off like he's playing dumb now. Let me know what you guys think about it. Now let's jump back into it.
I don't understand why you're telling me that it's up to your bondsman to get you to court.
Well, I paid him $500 to make sure I got here.
How much was your bond?
5,000.
Well, that's just the bondsman's fees for putting the money up for you. That's not the.
I figure that's
That's not to
ain't it their
pick you
job
up
to
and
make sure
haul
I
you
get
to
here?
court.
Ain't it their job to make sure I get to court though?
No, not unless you got some special arrangement with him, and that's nothing that the court has to do. And that's just his fee to make a bond for you so that you don't have to put up any money. Well, all right, in any event, Judge Satterfield has set that as a no bond hold. She wants to see you before she'd even consider bond, and I'm not going to do a sideways appeal on this and overrule her. So
I can't get no bond?
Nope, no bond. Now, what they have done is give you a special setting, expedited hearing on your case. And this is for bond revocation. And it's at 1:30 on January the 3rd. And that's to be in person.
And Your Honor,
And no bond until that time. Yes, Mr. Regier.
based off of the state's information, that is a 1 o'clock setting, but I believe it is an in-person setting on January 3rd.
I thought I said that. Maybe I didn't. Yeah, it's in person, right?
That is the state's understanding, Your Honor.
Yes, I understand that too. So, that
So I'm
looks
gonna
like
be sitting
where it
here
is.
till January 3rd.
What?
I'm gonna be sitting here till January 3rd after I've been sitting in jail 10 days.
Yes. Well, then I suggest that you do. I take it that you don't have money for a lawyer, and Mr. Watts had previously represented you. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you might do, because I'm at this point, I'm going to go ahead and reappoint him for you, is you might get a hold of him and see.
Ain't no way of getting a hold of him. I've been trying to get a hold of him for a week.
You have his number?
Yeah, I got his number. My wife got his number. My mom got his number. We all been trying to get a hold of him for a week. I've been sitting in Sedgwick County Jail for a week.
Well, I'd suggest that maybe you try to give him a call this afternoon. If in any event,
How's that gonna help me any?
well, he could maybe file an emergency motion with Judge Satterfield, because I'm not going to overrule another judge here on that.
All right, so I guess we done here then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. You're excused.
Your Honor, could you repeat the time for the January 3rd date,
Yes.
please?
It's January the 3rd at 1 p.m. and she wants that in person. So I take it that means he needs to be at the courthouse in court.
Do you guys think the judge made the right decision here? Personally, I do. Sure, spending Christmas in jail would definitely be rough, but that's simply the outcome when you choose to go around stealing things. Your actions eventually catch up to you. This guy made his choices, so the consequences feel pretty deserved. And on top of that, he was crying the entire time, acting like it was somehow the bondsman's responsibility to bring him to court after he skipped his original hearing, which just isn't how anything works at all. That's just not how any of this works. And honestly, the guy messed up and needs to face the music. It really feels like he needs to grow up, because he's over here crying and making excuses. And the one part where I'm pretty sure he was lying was when he claimed he had a $27 an hour job at Kohl's. I seriously doubt they pay that much. Maybe someone can correct me, but it just sounded made up, and I don't think anyone starts out earning $27 an hour there. I'm not sure how the judge didn't catch that, but either way it doesn't change anything, and the judge still made the right call. I really respect him for putting his foot down, because the law is straightforward. If you miss a court date, you've violated your bond terms, and you can't just act like it doesn't matter. I think the ruling was completely reasonable, but if you enjoyed this breakdown of the hearing, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments what you thought. Did the judge get it right, or should he have decided differently? Thanks for watching, and take care.